Chapter 10, Kids Lunch. Oyaji was completely dumbstruck when I brought Raphtalia along with me to the weapon shop. Yep, in order for her to fight efficiently, she needed more offensive power. So it would be absurd not to buy her a weapon. Give me a weapon within the range of 6 silver coins that this girlie can use. Ha! The weapon shop's Oyaji lets out a deep sigh. Is this country really that corrupted, or did you become completely rotten to the bone? But whatever, I'm getting 6 silver coins out of this. Do you still have any left, things like ordinary clothing or a cape? It's fine. I'll add those in as a freebie. Oyaji muttered with a detested tone while bringing out several knives. These fall under the 6 silver coins and below category. From left to right, we have knives made from copper, bronze, and iron. They all have the same attack range but different prices. I made Raphtalia hold each of the knives a few times before choosing the one which she was most comfortable with. This one's good. Raphtalia's face paled as she looked at me and Oyaji with the knife in her hands. Here, your free clothes and mantle. Oyaji handed them over with a brusque shove and guided us to the changing room. I seized Raphtalia's knife and then instructed her to wear the donated clothing. Raphtalia tottered into the changing room while coughing. She then got changed. She still looks rather messy, let's give her a bath later on. There was a river flowing near the meadow. In this country, the river splits into various branches as it flows downstream. My camping grounds have recently been relocated in that area. It's a great spot since I can always fish for food. Some of the fishes that I caught were absorbed, unsealing the effects of the fish shield and acquiring angling techniques one as a result. Raphtalia timidly tottered over to me after she finished changing. It seemed she understood that disobeying will bring about pain. I squatted down to Raphtalia's eye level and spoke to her. Now then, Raphtalia, this here is your weapon. From now on, you and I will be fighting monsters together. You get what I'm saying? Raphtalia nodded at my words with frightened eyes. Good, because it'll be painful if she didn't understand. Now then, with that knife in your hand. I took out the orange balloon that was hidden within my cloak and placed it in front of Raphtalia. Hack and slash this thing. Hi! When I showed her the hidden demon, Raphtalia screamed in shock and dropped her weapon at. No. That's an order. Do it. I can't. Raphtalia shook her head vigorously. However, she was then struck with a surge of pain due to her disobedience from the slave spell. Come now, it'll only continue hurting if you don't stab this thing. Coho. Raphtalia's face contorted in pain as she firmly gripped her weapon. Oyaji was rendered speechless as he witnessed our little theatrics. Raphtalia firmly steeled her will to kill as I shoved against the orange balloon that was biting on my arm. Bunny. That's weak. Put in some more effort. Ei. Startled, Raphtalia recoiled back for a moment. Then immediately using the momentum, she once again charged at the balloon with great force. Pop! Asterisk. The balloon burst with a loud noise. EXP1. For the first time, a text box popped up and indicated that my ally had defeated an enemy. Once again, my head was filled with bloodlust. That bitch! She never had any intention of staying with me or teaching me how the system works. Good, you did well. I patted Raphtalia. She then looked up at me with a mystified expression. All right, the next one will be this. The strongest balloon that I've encountered was still attached to me, trying to devour me with its bites. I held out the munching red balloon just like I had done with the last one. The red balloon didn't eat or drink anything for about a week, so it should have been weakened considerably. But even so, this thing could probably endure an attack from a sick, newbie girl. Steadily, Raphtalia nodded her head and pierced the balloon's eye more firmly than before. Pop, EXP1. Companion EXP6. It was then that the icon caught my attention. Good, from now on, just keep fighting like this, let's go. Coho. Following my orders, Raphtalia sheathed her weapon around her waist and obediently followed me. Hey buddy. I have something to say to you. And that is. Oyaji grumbled while scowling at me. Don't you, ever, die, dishonorably, you hear? I'll take those kind words to heart. I returned his sarcasm with one of my own. On the way towards the meadows, I noticed some stores and street stalls along the side road which continue stretching into the horizon. While Raphtalia held my hand and walked beside me, she glanced around the town restlessly. The food stalls were releasing a delectable aroma. Remaining money after my purchases, 3 silver coins. Speaking of which, my belly was a bit empty. Coo. Such a sound was heard from Raphtalia's direction. She averted her gaze within. While trying to deny what just happened. I wondered why she was holding back. Right now, if Raphtalia doesn't have the strength to fight enemies, then I won't be getting income anytime soon either. A dull knife is useless. She won't be able to muster any strength when she's hungry. I went inside a restaurant which seemed affordable enough for our budget. Well, come. Our server guided us to a table with a displeased look, due to our shabby appearance. Along the way, Raphtalia looked over at a parent/child pair who were sitting elsewhere. With a finger to her mouth, Raphtalia seemed quite envious of the child digging into that kitty lunch. I guess she wanted to eat that. We sat down and quickly ordered before our server left. Edo, I'll have the cheapest meal on the menu, while this little lady will get whatever that kid over there is eating. Raphtalia stared at me with clear astonishment. Was it so surprising for me to order that lunch for her? Understood. That comes to a total of 9 copper coins. Here. Handing over a silver coin, our server then gave me back the difference. I looked around the store absent-mindedly while waiting for our lunch to be served. People around us began to gossip after noticing my presence. Yep, it's totally a parallel world in here. Why? I lowered my gaze towards Raphtalia after hearing her voice. She was staring up at me with a face full of wonder. You looked hungry for that meal, no? Or did you want to order something else? Raphtalia shook her head so fast that a bustling sound can be heard from the movement. This is quite a delicate topic for her. Why, would you let me eat that lunch? Like I told you, I ordered it since you seemed to want it. But why was she being so persistent on this subject? Anyways, eat some food and get some nutrition. You'll die if you're too skinny, you know. Well, since I just bought my new slave, I can't have her dying on me before she paid me back with interest. Sorry for the wait. Our meals have finally arrived. That's the lunch which I ordered for Raphtalia? It's a bacon meal set, about as big as a person's arm. The presentation is in pretty good taste at least. Raphtalia froze on the spot while having thoughts like, is this kid's meal really meant for me? You don't want to eat? Is this really alright? It's fine, so eat up. Raphtalia timidly began eating. Raphtalia's face contorted a bit upon hearing my instructions. Okay. Raphtalia timidly began eating her kid's lunch with her bare hands. Well, it couldn't be helped since she grew up in a harsh environment. It somehow seemed that the amount of gossip floating around had increased once more. Though it's not a matter worth concerning myself with. Raphtalia adoringly held the flag which had stood at the chicken rice-like summit of her meal. Munch munch munch. Raphtalia then began savoring each and every morsel of her lunch. So I'll be eating my meals with this slave from now on, just a solitary thought which crossed my mind.